So I had mentioned to you earlier about how to make the balsamic reduction. I've done that ahead of time, which again was just a simple reduction of balsamic vinegar with a touch of sugar. Something a little unusual, which I wanted you folks to experience if you haven't already. I'm sure most people have always had mint with their desserts. Another very fragrant herb to use is basil. So I felt that the balsamic and the basil and the strawberries really would go well with this dessert, and I think would give you a little different experience if you haven't tried that before. So right now my ice cream, I'm at like soft serve texture. So if you like soft serve, ready to go. What you would want to do is after this, I take a rubber spatula, scrape it again into some sort of freezer container. I mean, I use some deli cups or even Tupperware or anything like that you could use. Pop it in the freezer, let it come to a full firmness or however you're used to eating it, and then you'll be ready to go.
I'm assuming speeding up the KitchenAid would speed up the time it takes to make the ice cream.
Absolutely correct. Friction in this case is your enemy. You want to let this come in contact with the bowl. And I didn't mention it earlier, but you always want to spin the paddle before you pour in the mix.
Right.
Depending on how cold your bowl is, because if you pour it in, it could freeze up, and then your paddle won't turn, and you might even seize up your motor. So what you want to do is spin your motor first, then pour your base in. So, to your point, you wouldn't want to turn this up on high speed because it's just going to cause more heat and friction. So you want to just, let it go slow, let it do its thing. Any other questions about the ice cream while it finishes? So I'll just take a second to mention the cocktail that we're serving with this course. The cocktail we're serving with this one is going to be a cucumber basil cocktail. The basil is going to complement the basil that is being served as part of the dish. And the cucumber is really going to go well with the strawberry and the balsamic. I don't want to give you too many hints. You folks can taste and tell me what your thoughts are. But I'll just let you know that was my thought behind it. So the recipe is written in there for you. It's going to be fresh ginger and cucumber muddled together with a little bit of basil leaf. And then we use gin and some fresh lime juice to finish that off with. So Nancy is now passing along your ice cream dishes. Mine is not quite there. It's still a little soft serve. So what I'll do is just come around to show you folks what the temperature of this is. So as this turns around, it's just going to scrape it off the side. So I'm kind of at soft serve texture right now. So if I just let this go for another couple of minutes, it's going to start to firm up. And then all I do is scrape this into the freezer container and let it firm up. So this just, as it spins, scrapes the frozen ice cream off the side, and then just pop it right in the container. So I'm at soft serve right now.
Yeah.
I'm reading the recipe you did. Is this an alternative method? Ice cream not using that attachment? Talks about sieve and clean bowl and
Yep. Basically, the purpose of the sieve is if I wanted to, I could put that whole vanilla bean pod in the mixture, and that will continue to keep the flavors out of the vanilla bean pod. In which case, I want to strain it out because I didn't want the vanilla bean in my ice cream. So that's what it's talking about with the sieve.
now I see the ice cream maker.
Great.
So you're going to need to freeze that after you make it in the ice cream right?
Yes. Yep. I mean, if you prefer the soft serve texture, it's certainly ready to go right now. I mean, we could dive our spoons into there, and this could be gone before it hits the freezer. But most of the time, you would make a batch like this and then freeze it again. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. You want that little floral note in there. So while you enjoy, I'll let you in on what Zach was doing in the back there. He was basically giving you a little bit of that ice cream with some of these macerated berries on top. And I told him at the time, I said, don't get rid of that wine, that's going to be excellent. So what could you do with that wine that's left in here? You could pop that in a saute pan, add a little bit more sugar to it, let it reduce down. You get a nice little dessert sauce. You know, if you wanted to add if you like it thicker, you might want to add a little bit of cornstarch to it, but you could do that as well. You could. Yep, you could. Could use it for your sangria, absolutely. All right, so there you go, folks. Fresh ice cream with macerated strawberries, aged balsamic reduction, and a little bit of fresh basil. So, thank you. I'll leave you to enjoy that course, and I'll prepare the next one.